Now we back on.
I know. From the top. Coming looking so stupid.
yeah. Where we was you was in the A. That's why they didn't get us last Monday.
Yeah, just went to Atlanta, for my birthday and everything. Went down there, from Friday to Sunday. It was an experience.
Speak to the experience, because that's the furthest south you've been, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've been to Florida.
Oh damn.
But that was like Disney World, like I was a kid.
You spoiled.
Your whole
Disney
demeanor changed. He's even from the song, right? Nah, this is where he said, nigga, whole face fucking changed.
You had the Jordan flip flops too.
Nigga, I had thong sandals.
Oh, okay.
He was so disappointed. He did not want to hear that shit.
I said, wait. No, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just like, motherfucker, me. I remember when, he
said, nigga, we slept on roofs. He said, fucking that Disney World shit, bitch. I was on the roof.
Disney World?
That was my roller coaster. We would jump off that shit.
Stealing from the world.
It was Robbie's world.
I said, Disney World? I was in a man's world.
I was Walt Manny.
Walt Manny.
But yeah, as far as like being a man,
I had another dumb one. As far as being,
as far as being a man, like actually getting the chance to travel and experiencing that, it was really, really interesting. So we land, we get there, everything good? Check. What?
Speaking to you, Mike.
Check.
Try directly.
Check. Now it's coming out. See it right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, all right. Shit.
Hey, like, I don't care. I hold this motherfucker.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, goddamn. I said, attach it to your beard. I said, clip it to your nose. There you go, see?
Look like goddamn Mickey Mouse.
Yo, but if your beard was thick enough, imagine, like...
No, bitch, I'm clipping it on my fucking beard.
Sand it in the beard. Like, you ain't even got to clip it. Like, clip your chin.
They clip it on your chin, nigga. What are you talking about?
Nigga, I ain't convincing nobody. You see that shit? But it is working. It's just
I bet. But
forgive me. I like that.
Yeah, we tested out the new
microphones.
microphones. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we land. We get there. And as soon as right before we're supposed to walk into the hotel, I'm looking for like my ID.
Yeah.
Sure enough, lost a show on the plane. I'm like, okay,
oh.
Great start to the trip, right? So we get in there, and the dude is like, check-in isn't until 3 p.m. Mind you, it is now when we get there 9 in the morning.
3 p.m. is a check-in.
And
you're out there at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Now this happened to me and Brie on our California trip where we took that first. These are the woes of learning how to travel.
Exactly. So I'm like, all right. So the person I'm with, they're like, I have a friend that lives down here. We can just be, with her for a little bit till time check in. I'm like,
that's
you can do that. I ain't staying with. No, I'm coming here.
You don't trust this motherfucker.
It's not that I didn't trust her. I just wanted to come down here and enjoy my time while I'm down here. I don't want to spend half my day at your friend's house.
You know what? That's smart too. Cause like, had you put yourself in that situation, imagine how that could have turned out. Like,
exactly.
You don't know that friend. You don't know how the uncomfort.
Like, and not even that. I just would have just been mad, like fucking bored. Like I didn't come here.
I don't know you. I ain't come here to build rapport with you.
Yeah, like I came down here to enjoy my time, to be in Atlanta, and like see the shit I want to see. So I was like, look, take our bags. You go with her, and then just come back and we can check in together or whatever.
Right.
I'll be in here. I'm gonna, just do my thing while I'm here.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like I still got my laptop, my camera with me.
Right.
Just I'm a tour the city.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking around and I'm just like, just embracing like the energy. You know what I mean? And it's just niggas everywhere.
I love it.
Niggas everywhere, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, oh, this is so good. It's so good.
Oh, dogs go to Atlanta.
So I'm walking down this one street and I'm just like, yo, I really need I'm like, yo, this is great. And then I see like 8 motherfuckers like ride by on like these electric scooters and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I reckon back to the dude who was cutting my hair. He was like, yo, when you go down there, ride them scooters, yo, like they dope, ride the scooters and everything. So I'm like,
that's hilarious. You see niggas on scooters in your mind go, like, ride them scooters, nigga.
like I seen that nigga. He was like, yo, boy, you gonna ride like great. I was like,
the shit that black people are inspirational memories. Ride them scooters, nigga.
Scoot. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna ride this motherfucker. At first I was kind of nervous because I was like, it's an electric scooter.
Yeah.
You gotta ride in the street, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in traffic. But I'm like, man, let me stop being a little bitch and hop on this jump, right? So I hop on there. I'm like, all right, you know, let me just get on there. I hit the little button with the I guess you call it the gas.
Okay.
Hit the little gas joint. That shit said. I was like, oh shit. I got scared as fuck. I was like, okay, whoa, all right. Let me just slow it down. So I hopped on that jump. So you had to push off of it first, and then when you push off it,
okay,
and then you hit the gas, and then it starts going. So I hop in the street.
Is it one of those things where if you push it harder, it'll go faster?
Well, yeah. So it's like a little lever thing. So it's like.
So you was heavy thumb.
Yeah. So when you're holding on to the whatchamacallit, the bar, it's a little lever that's like on the side with your thumb. So you push it down like that, and it goes. So I hop in the street, and I'm like, all right, let me just like do this shit for real. So kick off that bitch, press it, going off. I'm like, okay, like, I'm doing it now, I'm doing it. And sure enough, man, I spent the whole day on that fucking scooter. Like, I was all around this city. I went up to the stadium, goddamn, and then I was like, man, I really want to take pictures over here, but I forgot my tripod, and I was so mad. And I was like, man, I could just go get a tripod.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
solution.
I Googled Walmart, and it was like on the west side. So I'm like, all right, take a scooter over there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Like, I'm paying for it. So went on the scooter. Was like all through these streets.
How much did that scooter run you?
It was like 38 cents a minute or whatever. But by the time I was off of it, it was probably like, because I was on it for a minute. It was probably, it was like $20, $30, something like that after I got off.
That's not bad.
It really ain't. And that shit was getting me any and everywhere.
That is not bad. $20-something. And you said it was 9 a.m. that you had gotten there. This is after that. So I'm trying to gauge the time. Maybe a couple
like it was... I probably got on there like around like 10 because we sat for a little bit before a friend came got her. So but when I was hopping on there, so I went to the Walmart, but it was like this huge hill like that you had to go down to.
Here, bring your clothes up.
You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. It was like this huge hill that you had to go down on.
There it is.
And man, listen, this hill had your boy flying through this motherfucker.
You better get back in one piece.
So look, right? The scooter only goes up to 15 miles per hour.
Yeah. However,
boy, down that hill, that shit went to 30, motherfucker. I was on that shit like shaking. I was like, it was like me crashing down to earth. I was like shaking that motherfucker.
Shaking like a motherfucker.
That shit was going so goddamn fast, but I was loving it. It was
like
a
smooth dip dupe. Like you just kept going afterwards.
I mean, some parts of it, yeah, but most of it was like bumpy as fuck. So I was on that shit like really having to control it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going down it, and then like it goes right back up again. Make it to the Walmart, and I'm like, all right, boom, walk in there, and boy, going into that Walmart, I was like, yes, this is the Atlanta that I always wanted to be in. I walk in this fucking Walmart.
What you see?
First, I'm greeted by the greeters at the door. This older black lady.
And everybody down south actually speaks.
Yes, right? So she's like, oh, hey, baby, welcome to Walmart. I'm like, hey.
Hey, baby.
I was like, so I walk in this bitch. Oh, my God.
Hey, what's that song that just played?
Ass. Nigga, ass everywhere. You turn here, you turn there, ass everywhere. I walk in, I'm like, yo, this is just too much. And I instantly thought of you. I was like, this nigga have a heart attack. And he came down here and saw this shit.
Cause, man, like, I get outside. I'm still working on it. I see a beautiful woman. Like, I see these ladies walk. You know what I'm saying?
You would have been mad.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. I want it now. No. I can't even.
And it's all in your face. They don't hide it.
Yeah.
They don't hide it. They it's all the tights, the
shorts,
the skirts. It's just there's no, and this is out there, and everyone is okay with it. I'm here for this.
Yeah. It sounds like a great frustration to have.
Yeah. So I go to the back towards like the technology section, to find a tripod, and sure enough, more bitches back there with asses. I'm just like, Lord, please just help me. I'm trying to get through this trip. So I take a tripod, pay for it, I dip. But right before I dip, I'm unboxing it in front of the Walmart and everything.
Right.
And these two kids come up to me, and like, oh, you ride with your scooters and everything?
And I was going to be like, oh, Colby. Get an autograph or some shit. Like, Colby, he's back.
Fuck you.
He said, oh, hey, you want a Hawks now?
You want a Hawks? You want the Hawks now? Fuck yeah. So they're like, oh, you ride one of these scooters and everything? I'm like, yeah. And it was like, oh, we see these all the time. They go fast. So they was super curious with that.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to them, and then they run inside and stuff like that. So I put the box to the tripod in the trash outside, and I go about my way. So I go over to the stadium, take some pictures in front of the stadium and everything, and try to go to these other places, but my fucking iPhone got hot because it was super hot and I couldn't use it no more.
Oh, you know how that goes.
That shit pissed me off. So I was like, all right. So went to go get something to eat, you know what I mean? And just was just really just in the city. I was in the city, seeing different people, had a few, different interactions, you know what I'm saying? A lot of bums.
A lot of bums. But that is important to know too, just to know, how after the pandemic, a lot of places was affected by that. How did Atlanta look after, post-pandemic?
I mean, it's hard for me to know what it looked like prior. I can only imagine it.
Post? Is post after or before?
Post after. Pre is before.
Okay, so I'm right when I say all right.
I don't know what it looked like pre-pandemic. But at least then, from what I was seeing, that it was still people outside, people going to the restaurants. You know what I'm saying? It looked normal enough.
Okay. And you can't, like you said, you can't really speak to that if you didn't have a before and after look at it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't say whether it's worse or better off.
Yeah, and plus, whenever you go to any city downtown, there's always bums. So
just
that's
honestly,
anything.
Yeah.
So
they know that's where the bread at.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more safer. You won't really get harassed. It's a public space.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm walking around, got something to eat. Saw some more people. And then midway through, I'm like, yo, man, this tripod just fucking sucks. I don't even want this fucking tripod anymore. So I'm like, luckily I got the receipt. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna go back to this Walmart, get this fucking tripod, and get my money back, right? Hop on that scooter again, zip, 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 went right back to that motherfucker. Shot. Yo, nigga, I was gone, right? So I get back to the Walmart, and I go to the customer service line. And I'm like, hey, I want to return this, get a receipt. She was like, oh, she was like, you can't return this. I'm like, why can't I return it? And she's like, because you don't have the box. I'm like,
the what?
Fuck, I threw away the box. I was like,
bitch, we Gary box. You gonna take this goddamn tripod.
So I was like, so she called her manager over. I was like, yo, man,
y'all, I was just here. You saw me.
Yeah, literally. I was like, yo, I don't have the box with me. I threw it away. He was like, I'm sorry, man. We can't do anything about it. He was like, we need a box because it could be a different item. So I'm like,
I'm going in that motherfucking trash.
I was like, I didn't throw it away, literally right out here. I was like, do you think it's still in there? He was like, depending on who shifted to take out the trash, it still might be in that. I was like, I'll be right back. I went right outside. That shit was still sticking out. I was like,
he said, thank God for lazy niggas.
I said, welcome to Atlanta. Grab me that fucking box. I went right back in that line, proud as shit, like my dumbass
bitch,
dirty ass box in my hand, banana on it.
Yeah, I call them maggots and shit. He said, I'll get my money back. You can walk in with a stroll.
I got back in that line. I went back up to her. I was like, give me my fucking money back. So she did the whole transaction, got my money back, and I was like, man, why? I'm out here about to get some snacks or whatever.
Yeah. Nigga spent the same amount of money he got back.
Got my money back. I was like, okay, have it back. Take my money back. No, all I got was Sprite. I just got a Sprite. All I got was Sprite. That was
Nigga went grocery shopping.
So I got a Sprite, so hop in the 20 items or less line, right?
Yeah.
And but prior to that, it was like I said, it was ass everywhere. I seen like these two girls. I'm walking by them, and we all made eye contact with each other, and like, cause they noticed me first, and I noticed them. And I was like, oh, they fine. You know what
I just saw a joint that was like, you should know you're attractive by like the eye contact that people make with you.
Nigga, these hoes
they want you to they want you to make that connection when there's that eye contact.
Yo, these hoes, and I'm gonna get to these hoes in a minute. But these hoes be looking and they don't give a fuck.
They don't.
So look, them same girls I make eye contact with, they come behind me in the line. So the lady at the register, she was talking to them. She's like, that better be less than 20 items. And the girl was like, it is less than 20 items. And I was like, oh, she's trying to play you just now. She was like, we counted and everything. Like, and if it wasn't, fuck her. We get in the cart. I was like, yeah, you're right. So I put my headphones back.
That's why I go down in Atlanta.
Yo, they don't give a fuck. And I'm here for it. So I put my headphones back in, but the one girl, she tried to get my attention. Yeah. So and then her friend was like, she's like, we really like your shoes. Or, where'd you get the shoes? And I was like, these bitches do not know how to flirt. I was like,
y'all don't care about my shoes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I said they look trashy. Obviously, they were fly, but I'm just like,
bitch, just say you want it.
Yeah, like, bitch, just say you want to try to fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
just say that.
So I was like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So we started sparking up a conversation. They were like, we could tell you, like, where you from? And I told them. And they was like, what you doing out here? I'm like, just, enjoying my time, this, that, and the third. So I'm a mask on, right? So I during the conversation, I took my mask off. And one girl was like, that's exactly what I was waiting for. You fine as fuck. I was like, I said, you finna get fucked.
He said, oh, you don't know.
You don't know your boy. I came.
He said, I came though. She said, what you doing down here? She said, go downtown. He said, I was trying to find Pound Town.
Can you take me to it?
Can you show me the way?
Bitch. I'm Tyrone, and I came to So girl, she's like, you fine as fuck, and I was like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? But it blew my mind. I was like, how forward these bitches was, and I was like, all right. So they was like, you got an Instagram? Like, we should follow you, da da da. And I was like, all right, so we exchanged Instagrams, and I left and everything. And it was like, oh, stay in contact when you come back down here. Make sure you come see us. And I was like, all right, I got you. Mm-hmm. So I leave feeling good. I'm like, yo, these bitches, man, they bold as fuck. Like, I love it here, right? Get back. I think at that point, it was around the time we was gonna check in. So I went back to the hotel, and then I got checked in, went into the room, and just like laid there, just like tired,
basking
hot,
in the ambience.
Yeah, like just tired, hot, but then also just like happy just to be in this joint. And then sure enough, like we whatchamacallit came back, and then we went out. I think what did we do? Did we go to the game? No, we didn't go to the game. No, we went to the bar. Yeah, we went to the bar, and then we watched the game at the bar and everything. Sometimes that's better than going to the actual game. Yeah, being at the bar to see the game is sometimes better. Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was, and like being in that atmosphere, it reminded me that it really just had reminded me that I really do enjoy going out more, spending time with people, being in just different environments with different crowds, and just being in that kind of energy. And then we went back, ended the night off, so on and so forth. Second day, we went out. So on and so forth. He found his way to Pound Town. Got my one-way ticket. Check the Pound Town.
You was about to take it there. He said,
I had a whole whiskey in my head.
he said, this ain't going to fly.
So the next day we go out again. We go out to eat and everything, and then we go to the market. That day too, that Friday we went to like this marketplace, whatever.
Yeah.
Ate there and everything.
I just saw myself in the camera. I was like, I look like I'm fucking Dragon Ball Z. I look like my power level over 9,000. My dumb ass.
They got like a whole customer service rep.
I said, how can I help?
Are you trying to find Pound Town? Yeah, sure. So you have to.
Some bullshit. Yeah, sure. You were saying before I rudely interrupted.
So we go out, and then like that Sunday, I'm mixing up the days. Either way,
it happened.
Yeah. Then the next day we went out again. Fucking rode the Ferris wheel. Went over to they have like this little Juneteenth festival going on in the park or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that was super dope. Like all these vendors of like food and like drinks, and then the other side was like people selling clothes and fragrances and just all type of this dope stuff. It was all black. Everything there was like it was all owned by black people. Like it was crazy.
That's fire. And
like it was just super amazing to see. Had a stage with like different amateur artists performing and everything. It was dope. It was super dope. Dope.
Also, speaking of dope, that's the perfect place to have your mic.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna move my arm.
You about to be strong as shit.
I'm gonna be able to drop this shit like fuck. But the biggest takeaway was like one, I definitely need to go back, and like I said, me and you gonna go back.
Yeah, man.
And
I'm gonna be more tame. No. Like motherfucking I only said it to say like I think I hope anyway that I've matured enough in thought whereas I can make it down there and just have and be cool, have fun, and don't be frustrated by the amount of pussy that I want.
You're gonna have to really make that your mentality, because nigga, I'm not being dramatic when I say it's literally everywhere. I told you, literally when I was on that scooter and I stopped at this red light and this girl with her friends walking by, her whole ass was out. It was out, just out. And it's like, if this is what it is down here, I cannot deal.
I was about to say, damn, you just saying that now? I was like,
she was fine.
Give me that.
Grab me that woman.
But sir, she's taken by me. Like,
oh, she gonna be taken by me.
Like, man, listen,
grab me that.
Cause I can already imagine, like, dog, and shit. I saw a new one too. The fish's tongue was like 4 inches long. Like, it was like, give me that animal, but sir, what are you gonna do with it? What am I not gonna do with it?
Actually, it was like, ma'am. It wasn't even sir to stop.
Did you see the one he had with his friend?
He was like, damn, bro, you didn't even until you double tap that bitch. He was like,
you heard him laughing in the background?
At the end, he said, I need the yams.
He said, sir. I was geeking.
Sir.
They both started cracking up. I was like, yo. Yeah.
Sir.
So I need the yams.
He said, so.
But that's how I'm going to feel. That's how I was going to feel in Atlanta.
I'm like, damn, bro.
You damn, bro.
I had to stop you just along the way. It's like, damn, bro, what are you doing?
Damn, bro, just said no. It's like, no.
But sorry, you said you didn't want it.
When? Terrible. No. Just jokes. Just jokes.
But yeah, like, and like I said, just the fact that it had me considering, like, even just moving down there. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
you know, we talked about that.
100%.
And yeah, it was just I just gotta go back.
I gotta see it for myself to before I because of course like from what I hear and what I know from people about Atlanta, like it being a Black Hollywood, it being just such a you know, the feeling that you were overcome with. My sister had mentioned the same feeling when she had gone to Atlanta. You know, just feeling like she was part of something. Like you mentioned how you felt like, you know, in such an unfamiliar setting, you felt like you can make moves.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that you can't hear. It's more so that since things are so familiar to you, you're not touching territories that you've already touched.
Right.
You know, and so like, yeah, I feel like a new territory would definitely spice things up.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see it for myself before I adamantly like follow. You know, I don't want to just follow blindly. You know, I gotta have my own perspective on it.
That's why I said, like, you know, like, cause I plan. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go there again very soon.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't an expensive trip. It seems
it wasn't. The plane tickets are just a little over $100.
What?
Yeah, nigga, it's like right here. It's an hour flight.
Nigga, what?
That's another thing too. The nigga who was flying this plane from Atlanta back here, this nigga was on crack. Yo, he was literally flying.
He said, "I'm on cloud nine."
He said, "We high."
We all high.
He said, "Attention all passengers, I'm high. We about to get lifted."
He said, "Attention passengers, I'm high. You're about to be too. You better hope."
Yo, die. Yo, because on the way there, barely any turbulence. It was smooth ride. It was like an hour and a half flight.
What airline did you take?
Delta.
On the way back and forth?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
At least you ain't hit no Spirit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you heard of Spirit.
Yeah, I always heard stories, and even the person I went with, it's like, we can't do Spirit. I'm just like,
that's crazy. Like, motherfucking, I was on Spirit once.
He's not on Spirit once.
Yeah, no, like, and I ain't tall, but I ain't had no leg room.
Is that shitty?
It wasn't bad. Like, motherfucking, I guess people so sedity, but it got me back and forth, you know? Like,
and that's my thing, too. In those aspects, like, I think because we're just not of, like, that echelon, like, where that kind of shit matters too much to us. Right. It don't really fucking... And that's what I was trying to get to that... Tell, you know, who I was with. I was like, it don't really matter to me. It don't fucking
matter. Are we gonna make it?
That's what I'm saying. But so the dude taking us back from Atlanta to Philly, this nigga was really, like, getting us there. It was like a 30-minute period. Mm-hmm. The plane just kept shaking. And I was like... Dog, I'm not supposed to feel like I'm on ground in the sky. I was getting so upset.
He said, "Where the fuck the potholes at?"
Yo, I was like, yo, why? I had to remind myself. I'm like, yo, I'm in the air and it's shaking. Like I'm in the air and this shit is shaking right now. I was like, what the fuck? So we're about to land, right? And this man is going incredibly fast. I'm like,
was back on that scooter.
Yeah, yes, down that hill. So. He was like, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to approach a landing. Make sure you have your seatbelts on and no one stand up. I'm like, oh my God. So the shit is going down, right? Shaking like this, still shaking on the way down.
Well, on the way down, oftentimes you'll find a little more turbulence though.
But even then, like this was
overshot turbulence.
This plane had Parkinson's, my nigga. Like this shit was going crazy. It was like this, so it was going down, and you felt it every time it went down. It would be like, boom, boom. And when that shit finally hit the ground, it was like, boom, boom. I was like,
had your ass cheeks jumping.
And the ass cheeks jumping.
And the seats.
Everybody was trucking.
The seats bouncing their ass.
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
That's the Atlanta plane for sure.
Man, listen, we landed that John. I was like, yo, get me the hell off. It was funny too, it was girls behind us, and we both said the same thing. It was like, yo, get me the hell off this plane. This nigga was tripping, boy.
Yeah, man. You saying that though, just now, like there's girls behind you and shit, like motherfucking, you know how we get in public if we walking around and stuff, and I just end up fucking with strangers or something. Like, that's the fun of being outside, just being out in somewhere. So I can imagine it being real fun, just interacting with people. Not even.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even the idea of going out just, you know what I mean, to find pussy. Like, and literally to have fun.
And like I said, I had a couple more interesting interactions with people, but it was just like, it's times like that you only get just by being out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And being in the vicinity of things and putting yourself out there. So
that's 100%.
Like I said, it's real sometime soon.
Plane tickets is a little over 100, and that's in the summertime when everybody traveling.
Yeah, dog.
That's crazy.
Honestly, I don't
know. How much was the y'all booked the hotel?
Yeah.
Airbnb was more so the mindset for that one. But how much did the hotel run?
Same thing. It was probably like a little less than like 100 a night. You know what I mean? We stayed there like 2 nights. Yeah, we stayed there 2 nights.
Okay.
So it was.
That was the most expensive thing in the trip.
No, the plane tickets were. Like the hotel
was
like
Cause
hotel was probably like 90 something a night or something like that, and the tickets were like 100 something.
Okay.
But and plus I had to check a bag in too, so that added up.
So overall, it was the trip to and fro from Atlanta and having fun there. Have at least a band and
at least and that's not even nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Like just to even. Especially if you're not even renting a car or whatever, and you're just like moving around how you want to move around and like
and shit.
Yeah.
Although like, I wonder, like us going, would we want a car?
I feel like if it's us, we probably should. Just
I feel like we want to. Like the only thing that's drawing me back from that thought is just because like it's going from my credit. I just got the On the other hand, Elon Financial is getting off my credit this year because you know how they do the 2-year things. Oh, well, do you have Credit Karma app?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been studying that. It's been helping me out a lot, getting my credit right. And motherfucking, every 2 years, once you get an inquiry on your shit, it goes off and shit. And so I'm about to get an inquiry taken off, so I can afford another. I don't got a lot of them anyway. I got like.
But even 5. Then, like, it's, at least from my experience,
it's
like,
not a hard inquiry either.
Yeah, like, for example, when I first got like Verizon in my name back when I was living in Philly, like, that shit brought my shit up a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because certain things you need more shit on your credit history.
Certain things
have
like
that much of a one.
Certain things do like add to it. The only things that are like really affecting my shit is like my loans, but like my shit's still like it's still fine. Like
mine is getting better. My loans I paid those off years ago.
Yeah,
and so but that was only because one semester. But yeah. I think it'd be a worthwhile like. Yeah, if that's the only drawback and it's not I think it'd be a worthwhile thing to just rent a car, get out there, motherfucking actually just get around. Because it's one thing to be on the scooters and stuff, it's fun, and you get to see the sights, but it's another thing to just feel like you're balling out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was looking at just some money thing too, because like it's, at least for me, how it felt in that moment, like I was cool. Like it didn't make much of a difference, you know what I mean? But in the moments where like, you know, some shit about to go down.
Yeah,
you know,
say we about to go to a place and you got bitches with you. You can't pick them up with your scooter.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta take them home in the whip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or just hop an Uber. You know,
how especially if we don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
So it might be Uber everywhere.
And especially if we get like faded and lit, like
it might be Uber everywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck a rental.
Yeah, because that would be a little too dangerous.
Yeah, and then we just spending money.
Yeah.
To look good.
Right.
I look good.
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a plan then. Like, I mean, it's not an expensive endeavor, and it sounds like a good time, so it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I wanna. If anything, I wanna go back. What's today? Okay.
What's today? You said?
No. Yeah, but I honestly want to go back the end of July, beginning of August.
End of July, beginning of August.
For real, because it's. Because that shit be so, it's so lit. Like, I'm really.
That's a long, I mean, a month isn't a long ways away, but that's a long ways away. And if I'm speaking in the name of checks and money coming in and stuff like that, so it's possible, man.
That's what I'm saying, because like it gives time, you know, to put some shit aside.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, for that specifically, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know how we both grown now. We've gotten to the money management
This picture
stage.
I took when I was down there.
Oh, see, that's dope. Because I thought that was just like motherfucking wallpaper.
That's me.
That's pretty.
that's
fucking pretty,
that
man.
That was dope, yo. We was like,
and that's just your phone?
Yeah,
All right,
I took that with my phone.
Bet.
There's some other shit on here. Tell me shit a bit later. It's like, I ain't not crazy. Not crazy.
She said, "What? You be showing your boys, bro."
Can't be showing your boys.
Speaking of which, I was busting what's her name's ass yesterday, and then motherfucking because I knew I was busting her ass, I was like, man, you seen royalty, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
I was like, I gotta record this shit. We on some shit right now, and so but I'm trying to keep fucking while I'm reaching for my phone and shit. I angle the phone up. Man,
that shit all ceiling.
right. And then, like, once I finally get it up to catch me and shit, I ain't fucking her like I was. I was like,
yo,
look,
I remember one time.
But once I stopped recording, I'm back to busting her ass. I was like, man, this is not meant to be seen. But yeah, man, that's
he's looking for some lost footage.
I said, but this is a lost files.
X Files. It's Sex Files. I remember this one time I was trying to record some shit, and at one point I just got too into it, and I just put my phone down.
Yeah.
But it was still recording.
Yeah.
And I forgot it was.
Yeah.
So it was just a ceiling. You just heard everything. I was like, cause in my phone I kept scrolling past it, not knowing what it was.
Exactly, because it was just the ceiling. And
it was
thumbnail.
just a 10-minute video. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm never gonna watch it. But
Right.
one day I'll go back to it. I'm like, oh shit.
That's shawty girl.
I'm like, oh damn, I was wearing this bitch.
Yeah, man.
That shit was so crazy. I was like, yeah, I'm here.
Nah, that shit is love. Nah, but that Atlanta. I saw what is it? It's cool. I was just looking at these topics here. When I'm best at.
What you got?
Well, I was looking at a lot of these things, but what I need to do when I write my notes for what I be thinking about, I need to put a reminder as to what made me think about that. Because a lot of times you have a point in your mind that you just write down.
What was one of the points you had?
Like what is it? I'm looking at the first one. Noise clearing the path, and
Oh goddamn!
I do.
Shawty singing while I slang.
And you know what too? I decided something like as I was looking at some of my topics, I was scratching them off in my head as to what I was not going to go into because I saw a lot of them beginning with I.
Well, this get into one then.
Hey, like for example, autonomy. I like this one that I did highlight just because like we are on the subject of you going to Atlanta and us like having a trip together to kind of like see what it feels like when we out there. And motherfucking, you're currently off of work right now. I'm currently off of work right now.
I'll go back tomorrow, man.
Oh, you go back tomorrow?
Yeah, my 2 weeks is about to be up.
My 2 weeks is up on the 2nd.
Cause you took a whole other time.
Yeah. I came back to work, I came back to work that one day. And motherfucking, I worked that shift. I said, because the thing is, they keep telling me that I got 3 points, right? That's not a lot of points.
Yeah.
They just want to let me know so that I don't accrue enough to get termination. And so like they renew your points every 6 months. And the way I was thinking about it, I was like, then I'll see y'all in 6 months, bitch. Hey, clear them bitches. By the time I get back, I have a great party. Nah, but like, and then you know me, like, but that's the perfect segue into what I was saying, like, motherfucking this autonomy. I'm trying to have more control over my life, dog. Like, and like bring it to a balance where, like, while I am off of work, I still been working on like my cousin on my dad's side. He had reached out and we was doing a song together, and I'm editing the audio for that and everything. Just moving in what's right for me. I mean, I've been trying to take a lot of lessons in that vein of things. Like recently, there was a shawty fine ass woman. I told her about her, and she work at yeah. But anyway, anywho, old girl is she fine. She's been I've been flaked on her a couple times, and she had given me another opportunity to get some pussy, and like. While I could have entertained that, and I was looking forward to it when my dick was hard, and I was thinking about it later on that night, though. Like, and then despite the dick being hard, like I still knew that it just wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like what I really wanted. I was just accepting another opportunity, and not like really saying because I imagine it like this. Like a lady who's fine knows that she can get fucked any day of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to be the guy that she can just, pick my time and, okay, I want to be fucked now. Come fuck me. Or I want to be fucked now. I'm coming to your crib. Instead of, no, I want some pussy.
Yeah.
I choose now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get that self-worth together.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, even, because in those moments, we want shit to be more convenient for us because, our time matters just as much, if not more. You know what I mean? It's going to matter to us more because it's our time.
Right.
And when out of nowhere, a shawty just, is trying to throw some pussy at you, but you wasn't even thinking about that shit. It's like, bitch, where was you when I was thinking about it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I told myself that, but I thought I sounded like an asshole, and I was like, bitch, you should have fucked me the first time I met you.
Because it's been many a times where, like, I'll be trying to blow a bitch phone up, and it's just like, and then, like a week or two later, it's like, hey, I'm available now. No, bitch, I ain't available.
Right.
And even if I am, suck my dick, bitch.
And then,
no.
And that's the moment. Those are the moments that I'm finding that I'm trying to struggle less with, because I'll be in that moment where I can make the decision of no, bitch, fuck you. Didn't have time then. I don't have time now.
That's how petty I am.
Yeah, no, I want to. Because it's not even petty. It's more so a thing of principle.
Yeah, it's principle, but this for me. It's
for you, it's easy because you're petty.
Yeah, I'm just a petty ass nigga.
Yeah, no. Me. I mean, it's not the. Yeah, I'd be wanting to be like, man, fuck you, but I do want some pussy. I do want some pussy.
That's the thing, dog. Like, it just comes down to like it'll be times where I will go a length of time without fucking at all, and be totally happy about it. Like, I'm working, I'm going to the gym, like potting, like
you're doing the right things.
Yeah, like
staying focused on the right things.
I don't feel pressured to like try to fuck anything, and then if one of them out of nowhere is like, hey, you free, or you what's up? What you trying to do? I'll be like, I mean, sure, but.
I'm cool.
Yeah, like I don't really got to. Like I'm straight. Like maybe some other time. I'm really, But then and those other times I really do want it. Is it's like, oh, you should have told me sooner. And they're like, nah, bitch. Like,
right. Whatever. But I want to thank you because a lot of the conversations that we would have that led up to just any moment of our lives, that being now, like motherfucking. Yeah, I feel like it's all been trained in my mind to get better at just bobbing and weaving these bitches when it comes to this kind of shit. Because I feel a lot more disciplined. I'm a lot more aware that like motherfucking I like somebody. Like we ain't committed, but I think I'm accepting. I'm not going to push it off. I'm not going to try to stop myself from feeling. I'm grown, man. I can be I feel like I'm on some grown man shit instead of the shit I was on when I couldn't resist pussy.
Right.
Like, I mean, I feel better. I feel healthier for that.
And plus too, like it's more and more I realize that sure, like I won't say it's always great, but new pussy is it's cool.
It's cool.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
And it usually ends up being cool because it's new.
Yeah.
But then it's just like after a few times, it's like, all right, well, ain't really much change about this shit. Like, and then that's when it's like, well, what do you really end up caring about the most in the end? Is it just like fucking, or is it just like, are you gonna enjoy your time with this person? And now for me, it's like, all right. Don't get me wrong, I am going to want to fuck you.
Right.
But the other part of me also wants you to be a cool person who I can still kick it with too.
Right.
Because if I'm just looking to fuck you, then it's just like, I'm not going to see much worth in you to stick around. You know what I mean?
And a lot of times, the same moments that I was looking for ego boost, my ego got crushed. A lot of times, like, and it would be by my own doing. Like, I put myself in a situation where I wasn't even trying to be there. I thought I had to, or what have you.
Or even a lot of times you think you want it.
You think you want it.
And then it's just like when you actually get it, it's just like...
Me and old girl was just talking about that.
I can't tell you how many times I would fuck a bitch and then afterwards I'd be like, yo, why did I do that? Like, oh my God, I wish I did not do that. Like, it's just like...
Or I don't know how many times I've fucking got some new pussy and now I'm worried about whether I got clapped. Now I gotta go to the clinic. It's just, I mean, you gotta be safe out here, man.
Every time I clap.
Real shit, man.
Round of applause, nigga, get your ass clapped.
I was about to say,
nigga, you was fucking
scratch on your balls, nigga. You, nigga, got your ass clapped. Fucking on them whores, got your ass clapped. You ain't clean at all. Got your ass clapped.
It's the clap.
Should've stayed strapped.
Nah, you got your ass clapped.
All the references.
Speaking of clap, fucking did you see Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy?
No, I saw the end of it where
that
Lil
is,
Romeo was his name.
Yes.
But you know what? That was very appropriate.
Man, listen, that man.
You didn't know how many Bow Wow's records you fucked with?
Not even that. Cause I love fucking Bow Wow. Wanted to be that nigga as a kid.
I hated that nigga.
Love Bow Wow.
And you know I was hating.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, he got long hair and he famous and rich and a kid. Fuck this nigga. He ain't even as talented as me. See, Jesus.
But I love this so much. One, because this is the first verses that I actually felt like was for me.
For your generation.
And my generation. And of course they had like, 2 Chainz versus Ross and
right.
Gucci versus Jeezy. But they're all like older niggas in the game to this day. You know
well
what I mean?
established.
And their music was never, geared towards kids. Bow Wow and Soulja though, nigga, crank that Soulja Boy thing, and nigga, every nigga in school was doing this stupid ass shit. Nigga, and all that dumb ass shit.
Still you.
Yeah, like nigga, I still you.
I said,
nigga, that shit. Even to this day, my niece and my nephews be singing that shit. Like that to me, it meant so much more. And then their interactions on stage was just so funny. Like, it was so fucking stupid. They were just talking shit to each other the whole time. Like, joking on each other and everything. And, like, he brought out Soulja Boy. He brought out French Montana. He remixed She Make It Clap, Clap, Clap. He remixed it. And he played a version where Nicki remixed it. Like, it's unreleased John. Bow Wow brought out Omarion at the end to play Let Me Hold You and everything. Yo. It was so dope. They brought the franchise boys. He brought out JD. He brought out the Brat nigga. They was bringing out everybody.
That sounded like a good ass time.
It was so good, dog. It was so good.
And you know what though? I'm gonna go home, right? Put that on my YouTube on the TV and shit. Smoke. I could watch that with Shawty.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's shit like that. Like, motherfucking stuff you could do with the person that you want to kick it with and shit. It feels a little different.
It hit different.
It hit different.
And that moment, like, and watching them two niggas up there, like, it was my childhood. Like, that whole everything that was playing, I was like going crazy. And so here's my take. At first, I had Bow winning.
Okay.
Because Bow's in it longer.
I never had Bow Wow winning. I'm sorry.
So look, Bow's in it longer. Has the more number ones, you know what I'm saying?
Does he?
Yeah.
More number ones than Soulja.
Yes. Nigga got number ones from his movies he was in.
I don't remember any of Bow Wow's music other than the ones Let Me Hold You.
You gotta watch that fucking shit. You remember?
It'll refresh my memory.
If you watch that shit, you gonna be like, oh, I forgot about this joint. Yo, nigga, he was playing them shits, and all of them I forgot too. But then when you hear him like, yo, this shit did go hard. You know what I mean? But so I have Bow winning because of that, because of his longevity and the fact that he's just a legendary nigga to me. He's like, all them shit is classic from our generation. So,
and I'm glad he did get his flowers while he was
oh yeah, he needed to. And then, but Soulja Boy, every time he played this shit, I was like, God damn, this shit is hard as fuck. And when he played that shit, I got me some baby day. I got me some baby day. I was like, oh, this nigga killed this nigga, yo. I forgot how hard.
Motherfuckers sleep on Soulja Boy. Like,
I never suck on my nigga.
He a goofy ass nigga.
Yo, but he the GOAT.
I was about to say, he really impacted the game in a way nobody has.
I'm telling you, that nigga, like, I've always loved Soulja Boy. Like, always. Like, that nigga,
he the fucking man.
You can't deny, like, that nigga's impact on this shit. Especially when he first came out and his whole, like, strategy and everything. Nigga.
Boy.
Yo.
And, like, every year it was a dance.
All the time.
All the time. Like,
and I would say, in that era, I would put Soulja's the best dance.
Mm-hmm.
You got to.
I mean, them franchise boys, but that
was just a snap. But
Soulja rock with it.
Yeah, but he incorporated that in his joint.
Yeah.
But like that's what made it even that much more turnt. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what too? Me and Shawty was talking about Versus while we was in the shower and shit, and I said a goddamn, cause we was playing music and shit, and Usher was on, and she was like, I was like, who could versus Usher?
Chris Brown.
And that's a good one too. That's a good one. What did I say at that time? Because he said somebody ridiculous, and we both agreed that like he would crush that person, and they couldn't compare.
Speaking of which,
so I was like, aura.
You beat me to it. I was about to say in the Bow and Soulja Versus, Bow played a version of this song that I did not know was his originally.
Yeah.
But when you hear it, you'll be surprised.
It got your boy Kels.
Yeah. And then speaking of which, and then I forgot to. Soulja played a little smiley face. I'm like, I forgot this nigga was on that shit. I forgot. I was like, oh man. I was, especially you play my nigga now, like, and it was so funny. And Bow, I was like, nigga, where your verse at? He's like, come on, nigga, shut the fuck up. Because he got the third verse. Yeah. He played Trey's verse, Gucci. I can see Bow, nigga, where your verse at? He's like, it's coming, nigga, shut the fuck up. This is called a hit. It was going back and forth. He said, this called a hit. Yo, this shit came on. LOL, smiley face. Soulja Boy, smiley face. Soulja Boy, tell him, baby. LOL, smiley face.
I need your love.
Wait, yo, you know I saw Oswald. He said, baby girl, sent the picture to my BlackBerry. She fine and she thick, just like Halle Berry.
Yo, it's been.
My God.
I see us laughing like this, and I just get reminded. You know what? I fucking put on last night. The movie. Team America, World Peace. I just saw those fucking terrorists on that joint and started dying. Like, and they ain't shit too, cause they the way they put makeup on the main character, he was supposed to be acting like a terrorist. And then he was supposed to be. They said, act your way into that place. And so he went up to the door, and the girls was like talking in like Arabic, and they was like, and then he wouldn't say nothing back, and so they was raising their guns and shit. He said, Deka. Just start saying dumb shit, and they said, oh, Deka. I was like, yo, these niggas is racist as shit. But it was hilarious. It was stupid.
Especially that song, boy. That song
America. Fuck yeah.
Come in here to say the
motherfucking day, yeah. So lick my butt and suck on my balls, America.
I like the choir in the back. Freedom is the only way to risk your game is through. Cause now you have to answer to America.
These niggas was terrible. He said, McDonald's, fuck yeah, Mini World, fuck yeah.
They was saying everything.
He said, books.
At the end, he said, slavery.
Fuck
yeah. The Starbucks.
Valio. I never knew what that was. I just like saying it.
Oh, man. That shit is so classic. But that Versus, you gotta watch it, dog. Like, I was telling my mom, I was like, that whole era from, like, that decade from 2000 to 2010, before everything switched and, like, yo, that's just a classic time right there. That's a classic time.
It's funny, too, because 2010, I think things switched.
Because right in 2009 is when Drake came out.
2000, not only that, but...
and that's when I turned the tide on everything.
I feel like, that is an important part I feel like the underlying change that came into play was like that. You're a jerk. I know that era, the skinny jeans.
That's
era.
2011.
I remember. That came
No.
out. I was about to say no. That came out before 2000.
No.
Like 2009.
Because I was a freshman in 2012. Jerk came out when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So that was like 2010, 2011.
Nah, I already know. I moved back to Pennsylvania.
Shit, we can Google this shit, man.
Yeah, and you're gonna be wrong, nigga. I moved back to Pennsylvania in 2009.
It's gonna take away the tie we got. Who's right? Who's wrong?
Let's see.
Hold on, wait. Fuck.
Yeah.
New boys. New boys. That shit.
But yeah, I feel like once that skinny jean era hit, motherfucking shit was different. Yep. 2008, 2009.
So 2009. Yeah.
I said, I know where I lived. I was homeless, nigga.
Fuck this, you were. Fuck 5 stars.
I said, I'm not gonna tell this nigga why I remember so strongly. My ass is just...
He was dancing on the box on the street. Trying to get some goddamn money.
Nigga, I couldn't.
He said,
I remember when that CD came out. I remember those times.
Oh yeah, you over here?
I know. You ain't worth. I know. You ain't worth. I know.
Nigga had the flat box on the concrete spinning. He was b-boying.
But I remember when that was when CDs was still a thing. Like we had that damn CD.
You made a square.
Because it was in a square, nigga. You ain't never bought a CD before. A circular CD is in a square case, nigga. You can tell you was born after.
No, nigga. I'm born 97, bitch.
Nah, I was like, he was born in 2000s, nigga. Fuck out of here.
You made a square, nigga.
Yeah, because that makes sense, nigga. look at the motherfucking 808s and Heart. Not 808s and Heart.
You made a cassette.
What album was Bound on?
That came out way later. That was Yeezus.
Yeezus, okay, but on that album cover,
yeah,
square.
But that's the case. The CD.
The case, like I say,
no,
nigga.
Right, it's the difference between a CD case and a CD. That's like you know a GameCube disc. You ain't gonna actually make a cube, nigga. You might make the disc.
Speaking of GameCube, I remember when I had that shit, and of course I broke it. I destroyed it. I played Madden, and it pissed me off. Like, but I bring that up to say memory cards, dog. Shit changed. Yeah. You remember them days?
Yeah, listen.
Wait, did you have memory cards?
Yes, nigga. We had all the systems. Did you?
Spoil.
Everybody did not have to dance for money.
Yo, and it's funny too because I definitely didn't do the jerk draw, but
I did
I did do the Michael Jackson dances back in the day and get paid for it. Like,
yo, I remember you told me about this. I forgot about this.
Yeah, I used to get paid.
I forgot about that shit. I remember you I remember kids when you told me this shit. I was like, nigga was dancing for money.
Sometimes water ice.
Yo, I forgot you told me that bullshit.
I remember one little stupid bitch. She said, "Go," because it was in Sharon Hill. Yeah. I'll never forget. This was where my grandma used to stay and shit. And I'm sitting here dancing and shit all the time. So this bitch knew I danced for money. She said, "Go ahead and do the Michael Jackson and close your eyes and I'll pay you."
Close your eyes.
Look at my dumb ass. Put out the hand. She said, put some trash in my hand. I could have beat this bitch ass. I hate bitches, yo. I was like, yo, played me. Straight played me in front of my grandma's house.
She said that was trash.
I should have bust her ass.
Oh shit.
Like a bitch.
Oh shit.
She said that was trash. I used to do all kinds of bullshit for money. Like, motherfucker, I remember I used to do bike tricks and shit. And goddamn, I didn't know how to do bike tricks. I
remember you told me that shit. You thought that shit. that shit was fucking funny.
Nut shit.
Oh, man. That shit is too fucking good.
Did I mentioned to you that Jeff Bezos, he was going to the moon, 20 M's.
I heard it I heard about that somewhere.
They got him going. Well, yeah. I was just trying to prospectively think about like how $20 million. Like if that's part, like if you have that, you going to space?
Probably not. I mean, who's to say? You know, they say you don't know what you like until you actually have the money to buy
it. Right.
But
so you got it.
I was
say
having
that's 10% of your income.
I was having this conversation with Shawty. She was like, you know, we was having a conversation. I was like, every time I've had a lot of money though, I've always only ever bought what I wanted for myself. Like nothing that I ever really like dreamt of just because I had enough to buy it. Just because I had the money to afford something didn't mean I necessarily wanted it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, delve deeper.
Alright, so when I had when I graduated, my aunt, she had given me savings bonds that she had for me to do whatever I wanted with them, right? So I just had money for no fucking reason. So I'm just like,
bought food.
Yeah.
Domino's every
I bought
night.
food, I bought clothes, nigga, shoes, motherfucking like just
all in one day.
Damn near. But I mean like it was a lot though. Like you was with me.
When?
We went shopping. It was me, you, whoever you had at the time. I forget which one.
Whoever you had.
I forget which one.
Me, yeah. So I was there.
Yeah, you was there. That's the point. You was there.
I was there.
We went to the mall and I was at H&M and I balled out on that shit. I'll never forgot that. And then it was like, but even then, like, so if I had that same amount of money now, I don't think I would even spend it on anything crazy. It would really just be on what I would want for myself. Like
and nowadays, like any amount of money I'm getting, like my perspective on money is changing. Like what is considered money has like kind of changed for me. What's a lot? What's a little? You know.
Well, what's a lot for who? What's a lot for who?
Exactly.
Because it depends on how much you have. And
not even though, because for me, like shoot, $1 million isn't a lot. But I don't have $1 million.
That would be a lot to someone who doesn't have it.
I mean,
it's not a lot to Jeff Bezos.
Right. I mean, I get what you're saying. Because, okay, perspectively, $1 million is not a lot to me. But if I had $1 million, it'd still be a lot more than what I have.
Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, as far as like what things are worth.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So what is $1 million?
Just the value behind money is kind of changing to me. The more I have to play with it in my adult life and you know, like what I can do with it. I'm more concerned about like I want my money to start working for me now. Like so if I do have a large lump sum that just hits me, I wouldn't like I wouldn't be thinking products at all for real. Like and if I am thinking products, it's stuff like this. Exactly. Mics, materials for the businesses that I want to invest in. Yeah. And so that's just a maturation of thought. I feel like you know better what to do with your money because you can make it work for you in different ways.
And if I had that same amount of money I had then, now surely like it would be put in a way better use than buying clothes and shit like that. That was just like, you know, fucking 18-year-old.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what the fuck else? You know.
Oh, it was that long ago. No wonder we don't remember who I was with.
Yeah. I could say if I want to, but
fuck it.
I think you were either with Alexa at the time.
Okay.
I think so.
I hope she's doing good. I hope all is well.
You know? No, you don't.
Hey, shit, I ain't got no hard feelings. I think no. Like I think with Shawty and I, like motherfucking things.
But that is different. Yeah. That's
things different. Didn't go left more so than like goddamn.
Yeah. I feel you.
Although it's funny you mention that because like motherfucking I'll be fine. It was just because earlier you said something about like you was recording and your phone looked at the ceiling and whatnot, and there was times when I remember like motherfucking speaking of the devil.
Not gonna answer that.
Oh, I said we fine.
No, that's not a call I can answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look.
All I saw was me looking like a goddamn bugger. I said, give us some content. was having a great pie.
Cannot answer my mother's call.
Nope. Shit, sorry, Mom.
I said,
I got my nigga back. Sorry, Mama. But yeah, man. Nah, the reason I brought that up, because, like, motherfucking those days that reminded me, like, there was a picture of old girl boyfriend on the ceiling. Just terrible stuff, like, ending up in her boyfriend's voicemail and shit like that. Like, just looking back at the times.
It's crazy shit.
I was just talking to old girl about, like, just, you know, because she know the lifestyle I used to live in, like, motherfucking, she know, I was talking to her about Atlanta, and she was like, I know you gonna be out there fucking bitches and shit.
She sounded so hurt.
And just like, oh, speaking of which too, when I was at my other job, like, goddamn, there was this one babe, like, when I was just, we was having a discussion on, like, how you set up your life and shit, and manhood and everything. And there's one babe, like, she had the nerve to be like, well, she'll need to find a real man, da da da. I was like, bitch, you can't tell me the first thing about manhood, because this bitch is, first of all, her boyfriend is a transgender. So you can't tell me shit about manhood, bitch. Like, don't, and she was all offended and shit, but bitch, don't, you know what I mean? Don't dish what you can't, you know what I mean? Like, don't come at me talking about some shit that you don't know the first thing about.
Yo, nigga is a she.
Yeah, your nigga is a bitch.
Bitch ass nigga.
Bitch ass nigga, don't fucking talk to me. Like, don't open your mouth to say shit to me,
This
bitch.
is so bad.
Like, nah, fuck that. Like, bitch, you ain't never going.
Nah, look so right.
Oh, I thought you were saying what we were saying. Oh, it's gonna get better. What you got?
No, I was about to say, you made me think of this because I was on the phone with Shawty the other night, and her friend was on the phone, and I was talking to her originally about, like, photography and whatnot. And I was ended up talking to a friend. She's a makeup artist. So, like, we're just talking, chatting up and everything about, you know, photography. And then eventually, like, the conversation turned into the pod or whatever. And so she was like, yeah, you know, him and his cousin have a podcast, da da da. And she was like, oh, I want to listen to it. She was like, you probably should listen to it. And I was like, yeah, you probably should listen to it. She was like,
wait, who said what?
So Shawty who I'm, you know, she was with her friend.
See, my bad. I ain't mean to get you fucked up.
I'm trying to move past it. You're making me go back.
I said, wait, what happened?
So now I gotta say it slowly and clearly so they can hear me say it again. First I was on the phone with originally was with their friend.
Okay, bet.
And the friend was asking about the pod.
Okay.
And so she was like, I want to listen to it. And the person who I'm talking to was like, you probably shouldn't. And I was
bullshit, bitch.
I was like, you probably shouldn't either.
Nah,
and so look,
show support.
So look. Here's the rest of it, right? So she's like, when I'm interested, like, you know, what y'all be talking about? And so she was like, well, you know, they get into a lot of different stuff that, you know, it's good to hear their perspective on it and everything. And so I was like, it's just us, you know, and I explained it to her. And so I was like, show her the Instagram, whatever. So she put up the Instagram. And so she started watching the clips. And I was laughing the whole time just because of her reaction. She played the one. I was talking about the fact that you're on Tinder. She was like, wait, I don't get what you're talking about. And that shit made me laugh even harder.
Oh, I thought she was fat.
She was.
She trying to get fucked. She trying to get fucked. She trying to get fucked at both ends.
And then look, and then the friend who I'm usually talking to, she was like, she heard me bring up Applebee's. She was like, wait. She was like, you took me to Applebee's. Like, bitch, you do not get it. I'm not talking about no goddamn Applebee's. I didn't even explain it to him. I didn't even explain it to him. I was like, if you
let it go over the head.
If you know, you know. But if you don't, hey. But I say that to say that so far, like, I've been having people like asking about the pod and everything. And, you know, hearing people's reaction over it. Like, they played the clip when we was talking about who's like the prize and whatnot and stuff like that. Like, I like what we're doing because I know people are watching it.
I love that.
And eventually, it's gonna be more of that.
And it's just us.
Yeah.
Like, it's just how we kick it, and we decided to record it. Motherfucking, it's funny you mentioned that. When I was at my, trimming weed job and shit, like, motherfucking, my boy busted into the trim room that I was in. Oh. No, go ahead. It came off bad when I first said it. My boy bust.
No. He said bust in the room. I was thinking about the joke we had over here. I just didn't want to
I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, Busted.
But he ain't busting the room to do that. But motherfucker,
He busted. Work.
This nigga, he came in the room and but it was he was all excited and shit. And he was like, Robbie, and he found me in the room. He was like, your song just played on Alexa.
Oh, shit.
That blew my mind. Like this, because I just be doing this shit for fun,
right.
you know. And I know, you know what I'm saying. Like lately, I've been living in a way where I try to follow the inclination. Mm-hmm. Like whatever is pulling me is what I have to go towards. Mm-hmm. And so, like, while money is important and I make money, I'm not trying to be money oriented. I'm trying to make my moves in light of what's right.
Right.
And then the money will come to me.
Right.
And so, like, but yeah, like. That being said, you know, what we do and doing what we do and just seeing the results being, like, just being noticed in the world and not even, you know, working hard for it, just being natural with it, it was a very beautiful feeling. So, it all feels right.
Yeah, for sure. And and I say it all the time, it just comes to just you just doing it. You know what I mean?
Real shit.
And be willing to fail, be willing to mess up, and just keep going from there and learn. You know what I mean?
Real shit.
So I feel the same.
Coming back from Atlanta, did you come back? Because like it felt like recently I've noticed that when I'm having great days, like it's as if I exhausted all my energy into that great day, and the very next day I could feel very low. Mm-hmm. After coming back from Atlanta, did you deal with any kind of?
That was one of the topics I wrote down was like dealing with like high frequencies versus like low frequencies.
Yeah.
And I realized that when you're operating for a long time, like at a mid frequency, just keeping things stable,
right?
And not like deviating from the path too much, not getting too high, not getting too low. When you're then at a high point, you either have to stay at that high point or you have to come back down.
Right.
So if you're not staying there, the option is to come back down. So when you're coming back down off that high frequency, you have to know how to catch yourself before you get past that mid threshold. And to answer the question, it was like, yeah, I felt myself come all the way down, like, and that shit had me like mess up just for a few days. And like I said, I couldn't even describe it, but I knew it was that though, like being so excited and being happy in one moment, and then it's like coming back, and then you're like, oh man, like that shit's over now. you know what I mean?
Too, there's a lot of I be seeing these posts or little like notes saying that in happiness, don't like not making too many decisions in happiness or in anger and whatnot. Like when you have these intense feelings, it's like it can cloud your judgment a bit. Yeah. And I when you were saying that, I think ironically, because I had called you, I think it was like a Tuesday or something. I don't want to date this thing, but like a motherfucking, I know we had spoken, and it turned out that the same day in which you were feeling that lower frequency, I was. We hadn't spoken on that day when we both were feeling that low frequency, but ironically, we had both gotten there. And when you was just describing it, I was thinking, what was the day before that day like for me? And maybe I had made decisions in happiness that wouldn't have been in my best interest for my mid self. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and so like, I guess going forward, when I am in those heightened moments of happiness and, you know, in that higher frequency, I want to be aware of it and be grateful for it while not exerting too much into it.
And that's where, because I agree with you. I had in that moment realized that what was totally, well, in this moment I'm saying I realized it was
right.
What was totally just throwing me off was the fact that when you're at that point and you're happy and you're jovial, I remember a lot of times I won't do too much because I know a lot of it is like just fleeting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of shit is fleeting, and 100%. it's very easy to get caught up in the fun moments and the happiness of life sometimes, but it's the point of staying in that, or not rather, or and like coming back down from that.
Right.
And as long as I've been able to do things,
I'm a jackass.
What?
This whole time you could have had some audio that gave you
Oh no, I don't want to be any more tethered. That's just gonna fucking.
True. I was about to say like I hear you, and I was just looking at you, and I was like, oh, if he heard himself, I'm sure he would know like.
Oh no, it's fine.
Just easier.
It's fine. I don't even like. Cause
we'll modify the setup perfectly next time. I just this was so fresh, I wanted to rush into it.
Yeah.
Apologies.
It's all good. But yeah, it's when you're at that point, and you really can't maintain staying up there. A lot of times throughout my life, it was just for that simple knowing that why would I want to do something fun knowing I have to come right back to reality right after.
Well, I mean, that's a double-edged sword though, because you are the one who would inspire me to seek more pleasure in my life. Like have fun. It could be okay.
Don't get me wrong, I still have fun, but in the back of my head, that's what's ruminating. I have to come back to not having fun more. All the way from when I was a kid, like when I was
I see you.
When I would go over, my grandmother's house, and it'd be me and Zay and stuff like that. I'll be having the funnest time ever, but then reality hit when my dad came through the door. And it'll be like, oh my God, like I would not want to leave. I just don't want to leave. I'm having too much fun right now.
Yeah,
but then it's just like, oh no, we gotta go. It's like, oh my fuck. Even though I'll be right back there tomorrow.
Right.
But it didn't matter. It was like in those moments of just high frequency, you don't want to get rid of it. And for a while now, it's been a minute where I haven't had the ability to practice coming down from those.
Right.
It was at a point in time just last year and the year before that where it was a lot of high frequency moments, and I was learning and practicing how to come down from it and stay level headed after.
Yeah.
And not crash and not feel, low about myself. But since then, it's been more low and building myself back up to where I'm back feeling mid frequency. So then when it's now time for that one high time, coming back down is just overwhelming.
We was recently conversing, me and Miss Lady, about like motherfucking just how we came to be this way and stuff, and how we move forward. And I'm finding that like because we've been together in fun environments, I know I can be fun. I just don't seek it, and it makes me feel like less of an option for the ladies because I'm not having as much fun, and girls like fun.
Yeah.
And so like I just, a lot of things are distractions to me though. Like I know when a lot of my days are spent like this in my crib in the dark, writing, doing something, and like I connect to the world outside of me that way. Like but a lot of times like I've just gotten very numb to fun. Like it's not as fun is that life stuff, and sure people can have fun with life, but like motherfucking there's stuff you gotta do.
Yeah.
Shit gotta get done.
Yeah. and that's why I'm saying like and we had conversations like this before of what kind of lifestyle that we want to have.
Yeah.
I want to be in a lifestyle where the work that I'm doing is work that I want to do,
right.
And then I'm also having enough free time to still have that amount of fun.
Exactly.
And even the shorty who I'm dealing with, who I was on the phone with, her and her friend, she's kind of setting herself up to have that lifestyle. She took 3 trips this whole month, but then it's still coming back to her money and her work that she's doing.
That's beautiful.
And I was kind of asking her, to kind of put me on, to what she's doing, because I'm like, yo, like you're doing the same shit I want to do.
Right.
And if you're doing that,
work?
She does photography and she like designs websites and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So she's fucking great.
That's awesome. She went to school for that?
No, I don't think she went to school for that.
She just got good at it.
Yeah, I forget. She went to an art school, but I don't think she went to school for that though. I forget, but
all in all, she's doing her thing.
Yeah, she's doing
her
thing.
That's another thing too. Shawty, like 3 years that I've known her and shit, like her how she's worked her siblings into a business like basically she owns her group home. Like she has a group home for her siblings that she get paid from all of them. Like so I say that to say there was that one shorty who was trying to convince me that, like, you know, people have value and not to, you know, ignore that and stuff. Like, I took that with a grain of salt because she wanted to convince me to allow her to come through.
Right.
However, you're not the person that has value. Like, I mean, it's not that you're not valuable or anything. You have value
to you.
Yeah, to you. You do good in your life and everything. It's just, I would be stupid to overlook the person that does have value to me and values me and stuff and give you a chance.
Right.
It would just be stupid and backwards of me to give someone new a chance when somebody that deserves that has been like putting in that work.
Right.
And really showing me that they deserve that.
Exactly.
Like, damn that. I ain't making that mistake.
But nah, like, you're right, and if anything, it really reminded me. Another thing I took away from that trip was that I want to feel that more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that feeling of to really go away. I'm okay with working, and I'm okay with putting in time and effort, but I also want to know that I'm still enjoying life.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's that control I mean. I don't want to not enjoy my life.
Because like I don't mind when for example, when we was doing door to door.
Yeah.
The monotony of it all was, you know, coming in every day, doing the same routine, hitting the field, coming back, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what broke that up were the team nights. What broke that up was when I would come back home and we would all just be fucking around or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What broke that up was when I had, you know, this shawty or that shawty. What broke it up was moments like that.
Yeah.
That I was
It felt like an adventure.
It felt like one large adventure. Since then, now it's like, all right, how can I reclaim that, and all the while doing what I want to do that's gonna make me money, and do what I want to do that's fun for me at the same time.
You know what? That reminds me of when I was complaining that I felt like when I was, there have been many times in my life where I felt like I was part of something that was bigger than me, and it was so much fun because like it was as if like I knew something that the rest of the world was blind to, and I was ahead of the game in some area that the rest of the world didn't know about yet. And I've been looking for that. Like I've been chasing that feeling for a little bit, just trying to feel like I'm in when I was learning, like in college or when I just in industries that people don't work in, and like motherfucking learning the real way to work things. So like it's undeniably refreshing to feel like you're a part of something that's going to expand your world.
Right.
And I think that's what we're looking for now, because, you know, being on your own and shit, and we got the lives we wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I it was funny that I had to analyze my goals because, like, you know, where I'm at now is literally where all I wanted as a kid, because I thought that, I mean, I had so little then that I was settling for a vision. And so, like, motherfucking, now that you're an adult and you gotta reframe your goals and shit. What's your joke? I saw it hit you.
I'm trying to hold it.
I saw it hit you.
Because when you said this all when I was a kid, I just imagine you still busting down.
I saw it when
that's how good. I was like, I can't even say it. I can't even say it.
I can't say nothing serious around this nigga. I said, and so yeah, when I got killed and brought back to life, he said, this nigga, everything a joke.
But nah, like, I heard everything you said.
No, it's funny that.
My life a joke to you, huh?
I said, I'm having a great fun.
Oh man, but you're right though. Like you have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's something I can even relate on, is that just reanalyzing your goals.
I said, you just wait. I can't wait till you say it.
So reanalyzing your goals and taking that time to understand, you know, where you want to go like next, and that's what that conversation was on that FaceTime was understanding what goes into what you actually want, because once you learn what goes into it, you have a better idea of where to start. Yeah. And more I've been looking into like fashion photography and all that kind of stuff and looking at what goes into it. And it's a whole other thing and parts that I was familiar with, but I wasn't all the way privy to certain details that required it.
It sounds like and I'm only asking this from what it sounds like. Are there aspects, and I'm almost thinking, of course there are, but are there aspects you don't look forward to now that you've researched it?
It's parts of me,
and you're in it too.
Yeah, it's parts of me where, because when you want something, you have an idea of it, of how you want it.
It's a glamorized vision.
You have an idea. You don't really know what goes into everything. So for me, in my head, I'm thinking I can do all this like by myself or whatever,
right,
and go from there. But
not to say you can't.
Not to say I can't, but in this industry though, it's a team effort. And that team effort is just like, that's a whole other component now. And as the photographer, you're the lead in this team effort.
What are the team members tasked with?
So
I didn't imagine photography was so complex.
So so boom, right? You're right, because you end up seeing the picture. Yeah. And you don't really know what actually went into getting that final image. It's the location. It's the hair, it's the makeup, it's the stylist for the clothes, it's fucking the money, it's the production, it's one giant thing. And that's honestly a part of the reason why I kind of took a step back from filmmaking a little bit, because it was like all these different moving pieces is just a little bit too much for my liking. And if I can control a certain portion of it, that's what I like the most about it.
I would say, and that's the thing too. This is me thinking with the reinvent the wheel brain. I think it can be done, and I think it is being done, and it's different, and it's probably more difficult.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, it's
why make it more difficult?
Yeah, like you can easily, I won't say easily, but you can end up getting a high quality image by having this person find their own hair and makeup, you know, and then we go to a certain location.
But just to have all that set up for them makes it an easier process to get through.
And the technology you use, the editing and the quality of the image, and knowing like what you're gonna be getting paid for.
Well, I was thinking as far as filmmaking, like music videos, you think?
Well, that in itself, that's a whole different thing. Like music videos, you can do photography and music videos all on your own. Put this on vibrate, all on your own. You don't ever really necessarily need a team, but if you want to take it to that next level, you don't get Marvel movies just by one person. You don't get that. No. You get that by 1,000 niggas doing all type of shit. And a lot of times the same shit, but you need multiple people for it. And in photography, it's that, but on a smaller scale, but you still deal with, at least if you're trying to go to a certain level, you'll go to a set that has at least 20 people on set.
The bottom line is the blueprint is there. Yeah. And that's it. If you want to do it big, that's what it has to be.
Exactly. And I want the ability to have that and know my work is being put out there to that degree, and like it's being acknowledged in that way. So knowing what it takes and what's going into it, it's giving me more to think about. And now I'm kind of in between where do I want to go full force in that direction, or do I want to stick in this independent route where sure I can do all these things on my own, but how far and what's like who did that the best, and where's that gonna get me? Right. You know, cause it's only cause and I don't know if I told you, but I went to this this one photographer. He has a studio in Philly, and I was with him like all day.
Yeah, brother man that had the camera that you wanted.
Yeah, I was with that man all day, and he had literally 40 people come in the studio from 9 in the morning to 9 at night,
And
flicking
it was
them
quick.
up, going crazy. They were all coming out amazing. All the while I'm running back and forth his SD cards and his batteries for him. You know, just being in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And seeing it, and he had the setup going, and it was like, it was a system. But even then, he had his brother editing the photos right there, giving them to the people. He had his assistant, you know, who was checking people in. Yeah. You know what I mean? All type of stuff. So
so he had a system.
Yeah, he had a system. It was still a team effort, but I'm like, that's another avenue too that I could be going into.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is also it's just figuring out what's going to be the best for me.
Yeah, what place? I feel that because when I found out, you heard about Hobson.
Yeah.
He does well, from what I've heard, he does a lot of his recording in his crib.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I could see me doing something like that. I'm not very social, like and shit, and so motherfucking, I could see me and like making my lane straight from the crib. However, it's just like on the other hand, when you're thinking about how you want to move forward, it's just like that in the crib shit is a difference between a Hobson and a Lil Wayne. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're both very skilled rappers. Just one's more popular and one's more successful, and one's made a name for themselves that has impacted the game differently, whereas the other is respected in his own lane.
Right.
And you know, that it just comes down to what will make you happy. Where is your goal?
Exactly. And that's honestly, yeah, that's really what it is, because you'll see everywhere you could go. Yeah. You see it, and you know you could do it in those ways.
This is just like the pussy conversation. Like, you know what I mean?
It all comes back to pussy. Full circle.
It's full circle, nigga.
Full square.
Fuck you, nigga. That's like I said. Like, goddamn.
Yeah,
comes full circle. Nigga.
Comes full circle like pussy.
Now.
I'm gonna see your microphone right there. He said.
Just the faces. But motherfucking, it was cause, man, listen, I was looking like Android 7 over here.
Android 7.
It was. I just wanted to get a better setup and shit. So I like usually when I was clipping into my shirt, it was like touching my neck and shit, my Adam's apple. But for some reason, this is more perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
Your beard is in the way of yours though. You still got on.
Yeah, if I put that, it wouldn't do the
Or
same.
maybe your shirt just ain't as loose.
Yeah, nah. Mine should be tight nowadays.
He said, you know, I gotta tighten up.
Oh god.
He said, gotta bulk up.
Yeah, that was one thing too. Whatchamacallit, when I was when we were in Atlanta, and she was like, I bet you won't walk outside with your shirt off. I'm like, shit, watch this.
She knew what was gonna happen.
I was prepared just for this moment. He got me fucked up.
All my life, I had to fight.
I don't know why I was thinking, all my life.
That's romantic ass.
I know. That's what my mind took it though. That's what I took.
As aggressive as I said, all my life, I pray for someone like you.
He's like, I has to fight.
He said fight.
Tom's like, yeah, that was my shit.
At least I can move my head and shit though now. Like, motherfucker. Yeah. I decided to wear a sweater today like a jackass.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you was thinking. Goddamn.
I ain't been outside in like 4 or 5 days. like dog. Like
nigga came with a sweater, shorts on. He was, I don't know if it's gonna be hot or cold, but I'm prepared. Nigga came prepared for something.
I look like I just stepped straight off the yard. Like, motherfucking nah. What? The fuck you got?
It look like you back outside there for money.
Oh, you a funny motherfucking dick. Got all the jets. I said, where you stopping at?
Get into one of the ones that you didn't want to get into.
As of Oh yeah, I mean it wasn't one of the topics I didn't want to get into.
But you say it's I and all that.
Yeah, it was a lot of
narcissistic.
And shit, I hear myself intensely in that motherfucker. But it just and it's also stuff that since I wrote it down, it's not as applicable as it used to be. Like I was talking about like I just had to clear a lot of the noise out of the way like just physical noise. You feel like you're doing a lot and it starts to become overwhelming at a point. And I had to really center myself and kind of get rid of a lot of the noise that was going on in my life and readjust my focus. Mm-hmm. That's what I was talking about. But we've kind of gotten down to that because I realigned myself with the whole like relationships that I have with my like the people in my circle and whatnot. And yeah, so that didn't apply as much as it did in the moment that I wrote it down. I'm just trusting the process now.
Yeah,
you know
I mean it's true in the sense that what we want to have is, again, we always want to go back to this having like stability. Mm-hmm. And if the people around you don't provide that in some way, then it's not really necessary to keep them around a lot of times.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where Charlie came in. Like, motherfucking, I'm just cozying up to the idea that motherfucking, I know, I just feel a lot more comfortable. Mm-hmm. Not the bad kind of comfortable where you're just sitting in your comfort and zone and not exploring outside of that so that you can grow. But more so like this is growth. This newfound comfort is growth for me because like just dealing with people in that capacity, I've cut that part out of me, and so like I can have candid conversations with her about how little I care, and we could rapid taste on that and try to work on that and stuff. Because it's not that I don't, it's just the way I have operated myself. I've said a couple episodes ago that I made myself this way just because if I could, and it's funny that I mentioned that because if I could go back as far as I could think when I was a little kid. Punk ass nigga, annoying. Like I'll be the little brother that I'd hate to have, like always crying and shit. And that's why Bob would take my like he would put a nail in the wall, nail my shirt to the wall, and let me hang it on the wall and shit like that. And that's what I get though. I like that I got that because like I remember when my nephew was born, it came a turning point where I was just like, dog, like I'm the only man in here. Right. Like, I mean, I gotta be a better representation for this bull. And so, like, yeah, a lot of the childish shit that I felt like, and I was 7 at the time, but a lot of the shit that I was doing, I was just like, man, I gotta man up now.
Right. No, you're right. I totally understand that. You just mentioned something I want to touch on.
What was that?
Prior, like, just what you were saying. You said, what did you just say?
It was around, what did I just say? Oh, yeah, just like, comfort, and this is the way I
about not caring. That's what it was.
Okay, there you go.
Because I was having a similar conversation with Shorty. I came over. She was like, why? She was talking about my Instagram name. Like, why Cold? And I was like, well, it's a...
You son of a bitch.
Both our phones going off. It's like,
right.
But I pretty much told her like, it's not that I'm being cold to where like I'm giving everybody the cold shoulder.
Right.
But it's just being a little more calculated with what I choose to care about these days.
Okay.
And these days, I don't care a lot about the shit I used to care about. And if I do, it's not to the same degree. You know what I mean? So instead of me not caring at all, I'm choosing to not care about some things, and then the things that I actually do care about, really considering how much I should care about them.
Give me an example of something that stood out to you in this vein of thinking. Like,
I used to care a whole lot about, and we had this conversation about my perception of people,
right,
or their perception of me. These days, I still care about it, but not in a degree that I used to where it would almost hinder me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or care so much about relationships and things of that nature. Things that I used to care so much about, these days I really don't. Not as much, or sometimes not even at all. a lot of times just to save me the pain of feeling something or the letdown or the time to analyze feelings more than I would care to.
Right.
It's all calculated. So now it gives me the ability to filter out and save space for things that I actually do want to care about more.
Right.
And so it isn't that the point I'm trying to make to you is that it's okay to not care about a lot of shit because who has the capacity to do so?
Right.
However, it is worth caring about some things.
Yeah, some things are worth caring about.
And you have to find the value and the worth in that in order to do so.
100%.
Otherwise, it's everything's gonna be null and void, and again, you're Omni-Man. Like nothing really matters.
Kill.
Think, Mark. Think.
Think.
Yeah,
But
that meme is so funny.
Yeah, that shit. He said, "I'll just have another son." Shit, man. But yeah, man. Ultimately, like I know that. Yeah, we're moving in what's right for us. I like it.
Sure.
It's comfortable. It's getting more comfortable. It's uncomfortable at first knowing that, like, goddamn, shit, man. Well, people dealing with people outside of yourself is always going to require a certain amount of finesse, if you will, cooperation, or just understanding and caring in different ways. A lot of stuff that I don't do, like, or work on, at least I haven't. And so, motherfucking. I find that like that probably has part to do with me being in the house all week. Like motherfucking, I just I like to pick and choose when I'm interacting with people. Like
Right.
motherfucking, sometimes I just don't be having the energy or the wherewithal to do so. Like I'll find myself getting frustrated and I won't know what I'm mad at.
And that's similar to why I said that's part of the reason why I didn't dive fully all the way into filmmaking, because a lot of times it's just having to deal with so many different people.
Yeah.
And having to be the leader of it all. And I've experienced what it is to be a leader and have people look to you for certain things and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot.
It is.
And sometimes you just don't want to have all that. But I'm finding more and more a lot what?
Wow. This is actually perfectly. All right, going forward, one of these days, we're just gonna put the mic like on some kind of stand in the middle, because I'm looking at the lines as you were speaking, and I was like, "Is it picking my boy up?" Like, and so that's why I just took the mic and was like,
"Okay,
I'm hearing it from here."
All right, well, just in case, I'll leave it right here. But yeah, it's part of the. I realize more and more. It's kind of. I don't want to say no matter what I choose to do, but.
Right.
Whatever I'm finding myself in, I'm gonna have to, in some capacity, take up some sort of leadership role.
Yeah.
And it's something it's something I'm finding a hard time trying to get into, and staying with that. And then other times I'm just like, man, I just don't like, you know what I mean? Like,
What you mean? Because yeah.
So again, like, I want to get into photography, but the kind of photography I have to get into means I have to then start to work with people.
Yes.
And get other people involved, which is fine. That's the nature of it, and it should be fun. But then there's times where I'm like, damn, I just some things though like that. That's gonna require me to bring more to the table than what I initially thought I had to bring to the table for.
Yeah.
And that is being a leader in that sense. And then there's times where I really don't always feel like having to do that all the time. Like I don't always feel like
That's true. Like I know when I was in door to door, like I commend you for taking that step in leadership to lead, because when I was in door to door, like I knew like it was there's I think it's a mentality in each office that like or it should be at least, that if you're making sales, that's one thing. You got to be able to teach people how to make those sales before you can be a leader and whatnot. And I knew that one, I was making sales, sure. I wasn't confident in how consistent I could be, so I wasn't going to take on that responsibility yet. I'm not of the mind of like I can't fake it till I make it. I have to really be doing what I'm capable of, and stuff like that, so I don't set myself up for failure.
Right.
And so like motherfucking yeah, like just the whole idea of dealing with people while you're dealing with yourself. You know, it takes a level of it takes so much more discipline than if you're just dealing with yourself.
And that's exactly what it is, because you know you can handle you.
Yeah.
And you know what you need to work on.
Yeah.
But then once you're responsible for what everybody else needs to work on, that's a whole different level.
I just told Shawty this, like, as far as I told Miss Lady that same concept. However, we was just talking about love and shit like that, and I was just like, yeah, I know I'll always love me despite whatever I come with, because I can only be in my body.
Right.
So I'll love me to death. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it for the long haul. I can't trust nobody outside of me to care about me.
Right.
So I cut that feeling off. Like, I don't. Fuck it. I don't care about them. They don't have to care about me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I've been, I was breaking it down to her because I like to have her understand where I'm coming from, like, with this whole love thing, and why it's so nuanced to me and difficult, really.
Right.
Because, like, fucking, yeah, like, niggas, I've been protecting myself.
Yeah.
Shit, that shit be dangerous.
But I know in the grand scheme of things, though, like when I really think about it, that's just like my comfortable mindset. Like,
yeah, you don't want to get too comfortable.
Yeah, and you know, my comfortable mindset is just like being alone, not wanting to be bothered by nobody.
Right.
You know, just doing shit on my own terms and all that shit. But the uncomfortable part of me is just like stepping outside of that, tapping in to that side of me that does know how to lead, that can, you know, build a vision, that can create something, that can communicate. All that is very uncomfortable, but like we say, shit has to get done.
Exactly.
And if we say we want something, we have to know what it comes with and how to do it and be willing to do it.
Right. That's the final part.
Yeah.
The willingness to do so.
Yeah.
Because when all of that is, when you're faced with all the monotony, when you're faced with all that has to be done or all that's left to be done, you know, it's like, looking at a big ass meal and you already start to feel full.
Yeah.
Like,
and it already seems like a lot, but
yeah,
I think the more and more that we give ourselves like the opportunity just to function in these spaces,
yes,
it won't seem so daunting.
Yes.
You know, and when you give the opportunity to start doing it, it'll feel a little more.
And honestly, like, what else is there to do? You know? Like, you get bored at a certain level at a point. Like, you gotta keep growing. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels dead.
Yeah.
It's funny, I'm speaking of dead, I'm see from the beginning to the end the posture. I'm sitting up to like this. Speaking of dead. Oh, man. It's afternoon times. I'm about to get to the crib and get back to being busy again. Like, motherfucking episode 8 we at? Yeah.
I totally fucking.
He said,
I can't even tell you,
nigga. It's cool, but like, yeah. Either way, whatever number that is, this one is another in the books.
Another in the books.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll be back next week. It'll be cleaner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just was excited and wanted to set it up before actually knowing exactly how to do so. So, goddamn, next week we'll have a more, yeah. Jerry Birds.
Jerry Birds. We out.
You're gonna catch me flapping again. Over here looking like Big Bird.